Fifth grade, Julie, an athletically slender, popular girl. Jean, a tad nerdy, awfully slow of foot, and socially awkward. It was a long shot, but my love for Julie drove me to ask my friends to ask her friends if she would go steady with me. The stars aligned, birds were singing, and she said yes. Unbelievable. Yes, what a great word. I dedicated myself to writing the best love notes possible. I waited at the end of the playground each day to carry her books home. I went to her house on all the weekends. I sat by her at the movie theater and even used my lawn mowing money to buy her snacks for us to share. And then the fifth grade yearbook arrived. What a glorious day! When all your friends write great things about you in a book you will keep forever. Julie said she would sign my yearbook after we walked to her house. Yes, I thought, she wants to take her time to write something special. We arrived at her driveway. I excitedly handed her my yearbook. I wrote something really sweet and nice in hers and handed it back. She then hands back my yearbook, and I turned to the sacred page on which she wrote, "Jean, we were not made for each other. We are no longer going steady." You knew it was going to end badly, for that is how love usually works. We can all relate as we experience the strong desire for others to love us. Our culture bombards this desire with conflicting messages that we are not worthy of love. We are unimportant. Love is a reward for good behavior. Love is a feeling. Love is fickle, as we often find ourselves abandoned. Barbara on Shark Tank once said, "The last person who said they loved me left me and married my sister." Ouch. We desperately need reinforcement that we are worthy of love. We need to be reassured we can experience love. What does the universe say about love and Christ? It's really good. In episode 1, we decided to pursue meaning instead of meaninglessness. The meaning will reveal itself as we study how the characteristics of the universe reflect Christ's character. We summarize this in truth number 1. There is a superior being who wants to be known as the Christ. Episode 2 explored the unbelievable power exhibited throughout the universe, which allowed us to conclude benevolent protection and creative anticipation define the true nature of power and of Christ. In episode 4, we will think through the idea that the universe teaches how Christ exhibits love and the importance of understanding this as a crucial step to having a meaningful life. The color and variety we find throughout the universe is extravagant. Most of this beauty we cannot see from Earth. We have to build large telescopes and shoot them into space to enjoy this beauty. The Hubble telescope constantly sends back colorful vistas of galaxies, nebula, and stars that are beyond our human capability to match. Imagine what is out there that we have not yet seen. We look at the Earth from outer space and we see a beautiful jewel of blue, white, green, and brown. We see the wind currents swirling, the massive size of the oceans, the variations of the continents, and the view is awe-inspiring. This beauty drives the realization within me that the universe is a special place, stirring my imagination and moving my spirit to soar. And this causes me to ask why? Why all this splendor? Why all the color? Why all the extravagance? As we contemplate the universe, we realize it is a gift, an extravagant gift, which supplies our needs to exist as humans on earth. The gift giver Christ exhibits the characteristic of love in providing the gift of the universe. No one asked for it or earned it, and its beauty and scale go beyond what seems even reasonable. A gift is an expression of love for the enjoyment of others, and that's what Christ has done. The universe announces that the love of Christ results in our enjoyment. The gift of love serves us in many ways. This speaks to, first of all, what we find within the mechanisms of our brains. We love love. Humans are driven to find love in relationships with others. Helen Fisher, A noted biological anthropologist has studied the neurological pathways which direct our love response to others. While discussing the framework of love within the brain, Fisher identified 3 drives of love: the sex drive, romantic love, and attachment to a long-term partner. Concluding her thought, Fisher stated at a TED conference, "These circuits are deeply embedded in the human brain. They're going to survive as long as our species survives." She continues, "Love is a drive. It comes from the motor of the mind, the wanting part of the mind, the craving part of the mind. We want love." For those seeking a meaningful life, the question becomes, what principles do we use to define this driving love outside of purely chemical reactions of the brain? And that definition comes from the universe. First, the universe teaches us that we are loved. We are surrounded by love, irrespective of what others say about us. We are worthy of love, in fact, unconditional love. When we take a moment and raise our eyes above the noise and chaos of daily living, we realize we are wrapped in a universe of love. The magnificent beauty of infinite scale that we call outer space defines our confidence of constant love. And this love draws us to Christ, who models these attributes of love. Christ exhibits unconditional love, like the love we feel for a newborn that has done nothing deserving love, and in fact will just make messes and scream for attention at the most inopportune times. We have received the gift of the universe through the motivation of love, even though we feel vulnerable, weak, and undeserving. Second, love is extravagant. The scale of the universe, the beauty we see, the power of continuing creation reminds us love done well is extravagant. Extravagant, yet not causing personal harm. Extravagant in the sense that we do not shower our children with candy rewards, but that we shower them with our attention, presence, and teaching. In this way, they know they are loved. Extravagant love means I will never exhaust the energy of love. There is more than enough for everyone. We all enjoy the immense gift of love, even though our small globe is inhabited by billions of people. We do not have to hoard, withhold, or measure out cautiously. When we wait to hold back, just remember we are wrapped in an infinite gift of love from Christ, illustrated by the universe. This gives us meaning. Loved unconditionally and so extravagantly enables us to understand our value. Our value is not derived by what we provide to society in the short time frame we walk the earth. Our value is not calculated by our legacy, for eventually the earth will end and there will be no record of our existence. This does not matter, as my value and the meaning of my life derive from Christ's gift of love. Many of you have suffered through the pain of parents and others not giving value to your lives. When a child is told they are of no good and in the way, wish I never had you, find it difficult as adults to believe they are lovable. I've listened to unbelievable stories of kids literally being abandoned by parents and bounced around between family and friends and half strangers, and how they struggle with feelings of unworthiness. Others of us have been ridiculed and blamed and ignored and abused, and enter our adult years wondering if we will ever be lovable. This is why we must understand this characteristic of love exhibited by Christ. We need to reflect on the surrounding universe and see how extravagant we are loved. We need to understand that within the spiritual reality of our existence, we are highly valued. We need to courageously allow the hard wiring in our brains to fire and risk love, knowing we are greatly loved. Despite these horrible experiences of our past, we can find trusted souls to experience love. The first trusted soul is Christ. This brings us to truth number 3. We are loved so we can love. Jesus said, "A new command I give you, love one another as I've loved you, so you must love one another." We are beginning to see the strength we build as we start stacking these characteristics on top of each other. We have the power to act benevolently and creatively to those around us. We have been loved so that we can love, which is the expression of our power. That's right. Love is the expression of our power. More importantly, we are beginning to understand the characteristic of Christ and the immense power and love released into the universe. Here's your homework for the week. This week, reflect on the extravagant love shining on you from the great gift of the universe provided by the greatest lover of all, Christ. Next episode, we will review our tragic track record at mimicking Christ's extravagant love. Also, remember to follow Reconsider Christ on Instagram for thoughtful reminders of what we are exploring and experiencing throughout Season 1. Peace and love.